What up, people? It's good to see you finally back at making a video. Enjoy what you're about to see. I'll see you back at the end of the video if you want to hear about why it's been a while since I've been able to upload. So, catch you on the flip side. Today we're doing a little bit of work on the EF. We're starting by just taking some things apart. We're going to be swapping out this shifter. This shifter is something I honestly just don't like, simply. So we're going to be swapping it out. We're going to be taking some things apart and swapping some other things around just to, you know, make some changes, work on the EF a little bit. But I've got this piece out here. I need to wiggle this out. For extra, okay, there we go. Okay. Next, we gotta pop off this guy. Alright, I've got the center console completely removed, and let me introduce you to the Synchro Killer. Not a fan of this thing at all. I know a lot of people love these things, and for me, it's just a little bit overkill. Hits the exhaust. It's too much. So, break this little Allen key bolt loose here. This guy should pop out. And now, we need to drop the shift linkage, of course, so we can get the bottom half out. Alright, so today we're going to be installing a hybrid racing shifter. Super excited about this. We'll be kind of reviewing this thing. Chose red, because why not? Car's red. So, comes with this bad boy. Comes with two holes here, a more stable plant, but you don't have to. We'll see if we can actually make do with what we got today and go from there. And of course they give you all the hardware, which is a plus, a couple stickers, which are awesome. I'm going to work on trying to get this thing situated and on the shift linkage. Alright, so here's the shift stabilizer bar. Here's the hybrid racing shifter. What's really cool about this is that it just sits in like that. This hole up here lines up, this one down here lines up, and for extra stability we can drill a hole here. This is not 100% required. I may wait to install this. So we're going to start with the hardware. We've got two of these dot bolts and two lock washers. So we're going to start with that. Feels pretty good. Now we just got to put this stuff back together. One of the great things about the hybrid racing shifter is that you can actually adjust the throw from inside the car. So you loosen these two bolts, the center shaft slides up or down. I've actually got it raised up because I actually want a good bit of throw. I don't want it to feel super short. I kind of like a stock Honda throw. I like to try to save the synchros as much as possible and This transmission is already having a bit of issues in third and fourth, so it's good that I can adjust it, you know, from here. I'm gonna try to hide it as much as possible and make the shifter as low as possible. You know, I'm gonna do the best that I can with this because I'm gonna put the cover over it and see what we can come up with. Recently installed Hybrid Racing's new plug cover. Looks super sick. I really love the way it looks. Alright, next up, we're gonna hit these nice door panels. I'm gonna swap out these door panels. Can't remember who I got them from. I'll put the name on the screen now. Thank you so much for hooking me up with these door panels. We're gonna swap them out. These have the typical wear on them. Yay. But I'm actually gonna save these and see if I can't do something with these door panels. But we're gonna swap them out. Updates for the car, fresh door panels, Hybrid Racing shifter, door panel. My new favorite thing, the VTI cluster, which really just kind of gives it all the personality it needs. Wheels are going to be going, so we're actually going to put another set of wheels on here today. But that's going to be a temporary thing. I'm going to be putting some 16-inch slips on because I have 15-inch slips, but they need tires. The 16-inch slips are actually going to be for the coupe, for the EJ1. All right, I got this bad boy up in the air, and if you notice, I've got this front lip here. Haven't been super crazy about the fitment of it because it's just a cheap eBay lip. However, I did find an OEM Volvo lip which fits very nice on these, mounts on the bottom, self-tapping screws, and then you just, you know, cut the ends of it off because it's a little bit long on the sides, but it's very sturdy and it looks great on these bumpers. So we're gonna try to get this one off and then mount that one up. Got the Volvo lip on, probably can hear because of the wind. Got the Volvo lip on, looks pretty good. I just gotta cut these sides off. Actually may need to center it up a little bit more, but actually looks really good. I love the way the front ends look with these lips. And I recently just picked these up. These are really cool. These are replacements, obviously, for the bumper lights we're going to put in. What these do is these basically have ductways to cool the brakes, and they have a little LED light and a transformer for it, plugs right in. That looks pretty damn cool. You can see, go straight back to the brakes. Wow, those look really good. Let's see if they work. Got the hazards on. And the hazards are blinking. That's pretty sick. So good with the slips on, but these are 16-inch slips. I think the 15s will actually fit a little bit better once we get tires on the new wheels. What up, kids? It's been a while. I am on my way to mount some tires on some wheels. If you notice my super sweet, super clean hat, Super Clean sent me some stuff to clean the cars and stuff with, so thank you to Super Clean for sending out some stuff. If you might notice behind me here, we've got some tires, wheels and tires that are about to get mounted together. They are 15x7 Rota slips, flat black, my personal favorite wheels. We're going to be wrapping them in Falken Azzini RT660s, 205 5015s, and these are going to be going on to the EF CIVIC, blah, 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 blah. These are great tires. I've run a couple sets of these already, and I absolutely love these tires. These are great tires. I can't say enough. So, you know, Falken. Oh, I hit your boy about a sponsorship, but you know what I'm saying? Tires do be expensive sometimes. This is just a quick clip to get, because we're going to be putting these wheels and tires on the EF. You've already seen me put a set of 16s on the EF. Those are too big for the EF. They look a little goofy. Plus, we want to lower the EF down a little bit, just a little bit. Get that nice fitment going, and you know, I think an alignment, and then she'll be ready. Look at that! Look at that! Dad, look at that! Look at that! Using the GoPro right now. Finally got her.
Something else?
Wait, hold on.
Are you using GoPro? Use your GoPro. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Just now got my tires mounted on my slips.
Sweet.
Okay. So we got our 15x7 Rota slips with the Falken Azzinis on here. There's a little grease on here. Gonna clean them up. But these are gonna go onto the EF. Currently, we have the 16x7s on here, and these are too big, so we're gonna swap these out and see how she looks. Definitely need to come down in the front. We got too much wheel gappage right now, but looks good. Get it torqued. Tearing the front end apart on this thing. We need to get some more light in here. We're going to be doing a new headlight situation here, which you'll be seeing very soon. But we're going to go ahead and break down the front wheels off. Yeah. I want to give a huge shout out to EFB Motorsports that have sent me these. He has been making some amazing 3D printed products. Basically, these are vent replacements, and I'm testing them out, checking the fitment before they go into full production. But when I saw this stuff, I was like, this is amazing. I would love to try it out. I actually reached out to him. He didn't reach out to me, but we're giving all of this a run to test the fitment. If you watch Garage Built Hondas, John Widmer, he got some of these and it's just blown away. So first up is the radio block off, which looks phenomenal, has this cool like finish on it. I definitely want to use this. And then there's the radio block off that'll hold gauges. Then we got this vent replacement for space for the clock. or even these with no clock. I kind of like these are pretty cool. But what's interesting is that he has these little tabs on the side, and he provides all the hardware to mount everything so that it snaps into place, and sends you a couple extra in case they break, which is really amazing. Now, these are really cool, but what I'm super excited to install are his 3D printed headlights. And these are absolutely amazing. Now, I actually picked these up. I bought these just off of eBay. They're some 9091 clear side markers. My car is an 89, and I'll explain why I got these in a minute, but these things are absolutely amazing. They're 3D printed in clear, and I don't know if you can see, but right here is a white strip, an LED strip, so that the whole thing lights up. And it's also an air induction, so you can just run one of them for B series or even K series. And he sent me both of them, and I am just super excited to put these in the car, because not only do they just absolutely look amazing, but I mean functional too. So he also provides this 3-inch inlet. He provides a headlight, all the hardware. It's plug and play, and I just cannot wait to put it in here. The reason why I have these corners is because the corners basically sit up here like this, and then he leaves a blank spot so you can put the screw wherever you want it. I just thought clear would look a little bit better than amber, but I still have the amber pieces. But they do require the little slider pieces, which I have a couple of them, oddly enough, hidden away. So I'm gonna try to get all this fitted to the front end of the Civic, obviously because I've torn apart the whole front end of the Civic, but I'm gonna put these in, and I just cannot wait to get these in because they just look sick. And at first I was like, oh, I want the black headlights housings, but in fact, when this lights up, it lights up the whole thing. And so in reality, that's kind of how the OEM ones are. It's like this clear, glass, and the whole thing lights up. But I really cannot wait to get out here. So let's go ahead and try to get them into the car and see how they look and everything. So we're fitting the first headlight in. Obviously, I got 2 bolts here, 1 bolt here, and there's another bolt that mounts here, and then 1 down there. So I just want to get this mocked up, just make sure, it's going in the right place. That's amazing. Here, come look at this. Well, the camera's not doing it justice because it's so much light. See if I can yeah. Dude, look at that. That is so cool looking. Dude, look at that. Watch, see, look, okay, let's try to get the ISO on this. And then, ooh, that is cool. Close the garage door. Oh my god. Look how cool that looks. Oh my goodness. So, you see, completely dark in here. And this thing, like, you see the camera change, the ISO on the camera change. So, when I adjust it, and it looks like the whole headlight's lit up, just like an OEM one, and then the camera adjusts for it. But is it not? That is so cool. We're gonna get the bulbs in here, but first we gotta put the other light in and then put the bottom bar in here first. But I'm just trying to get this to fit in here. Oh my goodness. Look at that. He leaves these blank so you can kind of get the right angle on them. But yeah. Seat bracket. 88-89 driver's side Civic hatch. I've got some universal sliders here. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is pretty much a nightmare. So don't attempt to do this. It's pretty terrible. We're going to be putting a new seat in this bad boy because these OEM seats are just pretty beat up. They're nearly impossible to find a replacement for, and we would like to take this thing to the track. We need something a little bit better. So first we're going to get this seat out. Alright, so seat has been removed. I'm going to get in here with a vacuum cleaner and clean all this nastiness up. So we got this all vacuumed out, and we got the planted bracket in, bolts up fine, all the holes line up, everything. Remember, 88 and 89 is different than 90, 91. SIs, CRXs, they're all different for EFs. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, now what we're gonna do is get our seat rails in here, our actual seat that we got. So here's our seat. We got an NRG seat. Some people might be like, ooh, but it's a fixed seat. It's pretty good. And I got it cheap because it was a floor model. So let's take a look. Okay, so I've got the seat in here. It seems to fit, no problem. As far as, like, you know, the doors and the roof, it's nowhere near it. So that's good. Now I do have sliders, which I kind of want the seat as low as possible. I'm a little scared to kind of sit in there because it's just sitting on top of everything. But I do have sliders. I'm a little worried the sliders are going to make it super high, but I do want them, so I'm gonna just see if I can't hop in here and feel the position. Okay, kids. Forgive the wind and everything else. So as you can see, I have the seat mounted in here. Still got the plastic in here. This was, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. Okay, so if anybody else has done this before, this was not a fun or easy installation whatsoever. Now, I kind of particularly wasn't into the NRG seat, but it was very cheap, and I figured I would, you know, put this thing in here for now. I really want to get a set of Sparcos for both the front, but for now, this is just what I went with. Where I have the seat mounted, it is a good sitting position. However, it does sit a hair too far back, but I think with a steering wheel quick release and maybe raise up the shifter a hair, it might be perfect. With these sliders, it's set way too high. My head was nearly hitting the ceiling, and the sliders weren't sliding very great anyway, so I eliminated the sliders, so now it's in a fixed position, which I didn't really want, but for now will work. It does change everything. It's actually not bad of a seat. It's pretty sturdy. It's not horrible. It keeps me in place so far. Took it for a drive last night, and so far I enjoy it. A quick hybrid racing shifter review. This transmission actually had some grinding issues in third and fourth, and now they've seemed to disappear. And not to mention, you can make all the adjustments from inside the car. You don't have to get underneath the car to adjust it. The seat actually feels pretty good. It's pretty stable. Now we're gonna do a little run on the highway, but it does keep me in place. It's not as cheap as you would think, even though I got a killer deal on it. get a good look at it here. I'm actually really happy with it. Fits really nice. So as far as these headlights go, I would recommend to anybody. I haven't had any issues out of them whatsoever. I've really enjoyed them. I get lots of compliments wherever I go, and people ask me questions about them. So big shout out to EFB Motorsports for sending me out these headlights. I really like them. So big thing I want to do with this car is put a paint job on it if we can. That's my big plan. Hopefully we can do that soon. Also, big shout out to Tony Johansson for the cluster. He sent me this a couple months back, and I put it in here. It's pretty easy to wire. Some people have asked, you know, how did I wire it? It's fairly simple, but if wiring is not your thing, it can be quite daunting. Essentially what I do is just look at the back of the cluster and trace the wires, and then look at the factory pinouts and just pin it in. Everything works. Also, on top of getting the cluster, I had to get the 9091 hood so it fit. The hybrid racing shifter feels great. Very happy I did that. The car is actually becoming a fun joy to drive. So I'm really hoping, you know, to get this thing painted. Some people have told me they could bring this back. I doubt it, but it is what it is. I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. The wheels are fitting nice. Car handles so much better with these wheels and tires than what was on it previously with the Coasties. I can't remember what tires were on there, but they weren't super great. But the Falcon Azini RT660s are amazing. I want to try to make an intake situation for here, and just keep working on it. Also, I have a possible new intake manifold we're going to put on this guy. You start to see it's bug season over here. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit you up in the next one. What up, guys? Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to EFB Motorsports for hooking me up with the headlights and the 3D printed parts. Go check them out on Instagram, EFB Motorsports. He actually makes black housing headlights as well, and he does have some new stuff in the works. He's going to be doing some EG headlight ducts, and that's going to be awesome. So go check him out. Big thanks to Hybrid Racing as well for hooking me up with a sweet deal on the shifter. I love it. Works great in the car. Makes the car a lot more fun to drive. The shifting is 100% precise. Can't recommend that shifter enough. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you to those guys that have really supported the channel. So now for the reasons why it's been a while since I've uploaded and why I have not been able to. First, I gotta back you up a little bit. Basically, if anybody's been following the channel for the last couple years, they'll know that what I've been dealing with has been going on since 2018, generally speaking. First, let me go back up to May and June 2021. I was working hardcore for months and months to try to make extra money, pay debt off, and save money as well. You know, I did the K24 giveaway, which was going to be a great springboard for going back to YouTube full-time and really just go ham at it. And I had everything worked out and a plan ready to go. What happened was, first, my father had to have emergency heart surgery, which he pulled through and did well. And on the same day that his surgery was completed, I was served with papers to go to family court. Battle over custody over my daughter, who had been living with me for the last year. Anybody that can tell you about family court will tell you that it is not fun, it is not cheap, and is not nice, and it's very stressful. So I couldn't drop everything, and I couldn't, you know, go YouTube full time. I had to continue working my job and, you know, go through the whole process. I can't really talk much about it. I can't really, you know, bring a lot of details into the situation. I'm still going through it as of right now, although it does look like it's getting wrapped up and handled at this point. I'm really hoping that all this will be kind of wrapped up in the next month and I can really move forward with my life. One of the things that a lot of people don't know about me is that I have kids. They're always shocked, and that's because I have known for the last, 8 to 10 years when I started doing YouTube that it wasn't really the best idea to put your kids all over social media. I never wanted to, really expose my kids out there to just anyone. So basically, as of right now, I have my 14-year-old daughter that has lived with me for the last year. Given the situation, after everything that I've gone through, she's continuing to live with me. All that is good. Things are really looking good. I'm having to kind of I really worked so hard so hard to get to this position to be able to go back to YouTube full time, and then I kind of got knocked down again. And really the most disappointing thing is that, you know, I can handle, all right, well, if I can't do YouTube, whatever, you know, you got to move on and do what you got to do. I have felt so guilty about you guys and, you know, not being able to sort of, you know, deliver content that I feel like I've promised over and over again. It's just been one thing after another, and sometimes that's life. And like I said, this has been something that's been going on since 2018. But I'm hoping that at this point we can really just put it behind us, and that's it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for the support. I'm going to wrap this up before the camera cooks itself to death. So thank you guys so much for all the support. Be looking for another video. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one.